Well, hello people. I've been off the grid for quite a while, about, 2.5 years. Well, here's what's going on. Well, I think as I showed you before, I have the Mustang GT, it's 2001, it's the premium model, only 64K on the chassis. Well, it's happening. The car is going to be running pretty soon. But not as intended in the first video that I ever posted about my plans of this car. Unfortunately, this wonderful engine over here is not going to be up to spec with, well, it's not really up to spec. It's that I don't have the money to do the project I want to do with this engine. Because this engine right here, I was going to do a shit ton of stuff with. I mean, a lot. What I was going to do is I was going to be actually making a actual SFI, sequential fuel injected at the same stock ports, with a 671 blower on top of it. But in order to do that, I got to have a custom blower intake made. Now I got to find the 671, that's like $600 on the cheap side, and still have to rebuild it. Still have to find injectors that will work. Still have to get the coil packs. Still have to get all the equipment. Either way, how this car would be built, it would be about, let's say about 6 to 10 grand. And I really don't feel like spending 6 to 10 grand right now. It's just not in my budget. So, here's what I have. I pulled this out of an 04 Crown Victoria. It is obviously a PI, 2-valve, if you can point it there. And I haven't built the engine. The engine internally, cams, everything's stock. But I've done all the goodies on it. I've done the underdrive pulleys, if I can even get it. I've got the good old 78mm throttle body. I've got BBK long tubes over here. I mean, it's got a lot of fun stuff on it. I mean, I've dropped about $2,500. Now, the engine is not really actually the big thing. This engine is already wired up and the harness is done. It is good to go. And everything's good. That engine's going to go in. There's a few little snags. We got one bolt I got to figure out on one of the headers that I can't even get to because they got this shit so weird. Need that. My big holdup is the transmission. Well, let's see here. What originally happened to this car was that the transmission, the shift forks went bad. Let's see if I can find the original ones. I have one of the shift forks broke in this transmission. 3-4, what do you know? Typical failure point is Tremec, because they got shitty synchros and all that. Well, what happened is my friend who originally owned it, he knew that it was having some issues with the shift pads. But he just kept driving because he knew he was going to be able to fix it because my friend knows what he's doing. Well, this happened. And that's the final straw of what happened. He just went to shift it and it broke. Broke the top off of it because these are made of shitty aluminum pot metal. What do you know? They fucking cheaped out on this shit. I don't know why they did it. T56 and all these ones that are holding so much goddamn power, and they do these shitty shift forks. Well, the problem is that the transmission's been taken apart for about 3 years. Well, I'm the one that's piecing it together. Now, of course, my good friend who owned the car, who I traded my 03 Crown Victoria for, he's helping me. He is coming here when he can, when he has time, and helping me to work on this thing. Well, pretty much, we finally found a PDF, because apparently, this is a T45 transmission, okay? There's the casing. I got it painted, it's all pretty looking, and got all kinds of cool fasteners. It's a T45, and we all know the T45s are fucking unicorns. I can't get any information on them. I can get a few little videos about people doing core replacements on them, and this and that. But even the book that I order does T5s, but doesn't do T45. Now, we all know they're not too far apart, but they are far apart. Because T5 has its own enclosed casing in the middle, and T45, the front of that actual middle casing is the bell housing. So when you put the bell housing on, you're putting the front of the casing on. So when this, you car guys, my car friends, you all know what I'm talking about. But basically, I've been taking this thing apart, piecing it back together, which I've already pieced it back together, and know where everything goes. Because I finally found a 22-page PDF, finally. I mean, my friend spent 15 hours and couldn't find one. But we got lucky and found one. So we know what's going on. So, I've got this thing apart. Well, that was odd. Well, we got this thing apart, but the thing was I was having difficulty with getting these two gear clusters off, which I had to do some unconventional ways, but I got them off. I mean, yeah, sliders are in good condition. Everything's good. It has 64,000 miles on it. It was properly used and properly lubed and everything. It was running Royal Purple from the beginning. Now, I mean, you can look at these gears. I mean, this is not very high resolution, but these gears are very good. The gears on everything, they're all good. They're not highly burred. And yes, I did do my research. They're not burred. I didn't have to do any burrs with these guys. There's no excess wear from any XSM play. I mean, overdrive, look at that. Look at that. I mean, they're dirty. They're dirty. I'm sorry. They've been on a table, so they're dirty. But that looks beautiful. That's freaking beautiful. I mean, these gears mesh up perfectly, other than I need to clean them all before official assembly. I mean, I'm not going to slap this thing together, guys. I'm not half-assing this thing. This transmission is going to be put back together correctly. You know, end play, clearance, all that stuff. All the bearings are good. There's only one bearing, and it's the bearing on, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, right here on the end. My friend tried to pull it off originally and messed up the bearing, so I got a new one, but I got to get pressed on or put the shaft in the freezer and heat up the other one in the oven and put it on. Whatever I'm going to do to get it on. But back to the shift forks. Because I'm really bad about this. I have ADHD and I'm really bad about this shit. So, this is what I've got for it. Look at those babies. That's, okay, if anybody wants to know, that's $430 in billet aluminum. Okay? These are the billet aluminum shift forks. These pretty much, I mean, look at that. Now, I mean, here, set them next to the other fuckers. I mean, look at the comparison. That's cheap-ass pot metal. It had plastic shift pads, which they're not even existent anymore. And, oops. And now we've got these nice, solid, indestructible, and they're going to be awesome. I mean, they got really nice, thick brass shift pads. But right now what I'm doing is I'm putting new synchros in it. Now, I've got these right here. This is like one of the original ones. This one's actually this one's still good. Actually, it's still got me in it. This thing doesn't focus worth a shit. That's what you get for low. Let's see here, can I do that? Yeah. You can see here, it's still good. This one was actually one of the only ones that was still good. And this one, I don't know if this has been replaced or not, but this one's very similar to the new synchros I got. I got new synchros and they got all carbon-based friction braking components, you know. Good. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's the good stuff. It's going to get this transmission. I mean, literally the most I'm going to be probably pushing out of this engine right now is going to be about 330 if I put a set of sage ones. I'm not going too crazy. I am doing EGR delete. I am doing no catalytic converters. It's going to be a pipe sex pipe. All the goodies are in there. But it's got pipe's X-pipe, Gibson catback. I got a good deal on it. It's the only reason why. If I didn't do that one, I probably would have done SLP loudmouth, because I like fucking loud exhaust, and I love these modulars. But as I said, the car, I'm not going for crazy. I'm not going for ridiculous horsepower like a lot of people are. You know, they're like, why are you building it just with a stock engine again? Instead of going with the amazing 4-valve. The 4-valve costs too much money, and I want an enjoyable car right now. I'm an independent contractor. I deliver auto parts. I need something else than driving my own truck, which I do have 2014 F-150. It's a nice truck, but I need to have something else I can enjoy. I mean, look at that interior. Untouched. I mean, the top's bad. Top's bad. I'm going to have to replace it eventually, but that's like $600 to get the right one, probably from factory. But this guy, he's well set up. He's got full coilovers in the front, welded in subframe connectors underneath. Got an aftermarket K-member. I've got right here, I've got the strut tower bar. It hadn't ever been installed in this car, I believe, but it's got the mounting points for it. Yes, I know. All you Mustang guys, you're like, what the fuck? He's got a V6 hood. Are you sure that's a GT? That is a V6 hood, but it is a GT by VIN. In fact, I think this one actually carries over a Cobra. Apparently, when I look up the VIN on this thing, it's either a GT or a Cobra. Apparently, it shares a VIN with a Cobra. I don't know. It's weird, but it is. I mean, it's a GT by VIN, guys. Don't, please, nobody try to say that I'm building a V6 into a V8. It was originally a GT. Let's see, bumper, trunk, everything. So, that's my status right now. So everything's bolted onto the engine. I mean, I got for the pulley system on the front, I got a SFI approved Steeda. You can see that beautiful setup right there. It's a SFI approved Steeda underdrive pulley kit. I've got, now I know you guys are going to say I cheaped out, but I'm going stock basically a stock horsepower. So we got an XD clutch, and I've got a PRE SFI approved flywheel. Now it's a really fucking heavy flywheel. It's like 45 pounds. It is really heavy. But for what I'm doing, I'm building kind of a spirited road car. Not building a straight out muscle car. I'm trying to build a good breathing V8. So it'll help. It'll help with, you know, driving around. I mean, eventually I want to take it to the track, but I need to convert all of the control arms in the back to tubular. Bigger sway bar in the back. I needed to go full tubular control arms in the front, and technically I got to replace the shocks in the front because this car's been sitting for a total of 3 years. This wonderful car, 3 years. I'm amazed at the paint. The paint has faded slightly, but it's still a good coat of paint. It's not peeling or anything. But my friend had it sitting for a year out in the field, and we finally traded because he wasn't going to be able to do anything with the car at the moment. And so I graciously took the car because I was like, this is my dream car. I mean, look at that spoiler. I know there's a key mark here somewhere. He told me the story behind that. Some jackass didn't even know who he was. But this sat in a year. This sat in the field for a year. And you guys that have new edges, you know, this shit don't stay. This shit fades. Look at that. Look at that. It's still, there's no peeling, there's no fading. There's paint ages, but there's no peeling. The clear coat hasn't separated. The car is in really good shape. I'm really excited. I'm really close. I have everything to do the job. I have everything. Everything down to the starter to everything. I just got to finish the damn transmission. If I finish the transmission and get the end plate tuned out and all of it spaced and everything like it should be on that engine, starter and everything, we're going to stab this bitch in here because the good part is that I need to pop this hood. I've got it on 4 jack stands right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed the height of this car off the ground, but I got it high enough. I'm hoping I can stab it all because, Another reference to you New Edge guys. New Edge Mustang owners. You know it's a bitch to get to that starter, and you know it's a bitch to get to those bell housing bolts. I don't feel like doing that. I don't think you would either. Pop this hood. This hood's hard as hell to pop. Gosh. So I'm trying to stab it all in at once. It's going to be a little tight. Where are you? This is so pathetic. I don't know where my hood pop is on this car. There you are. There you are, beautiful thing. Come in. Okay, so got everything under here. As you can see, I mean, the power steering pump and everything's in there. I mean, I've got to bolt it all back up. The AC system's probably going to need all new seals because it's been sitting. It's been completely enclosed. Nobody's touched it, but it's probably going to need to be maintained. Since it's sat for 3 years with no running, you know, that's typical. But I am going to have to pull the fan out. The radiator, I would pull it out. But something happened. I still haven't got a straight story out of this. But something happened with this car where if you look at it, you can see the core support's kind of tweaked. Just a little bit. It's tweaked. Now, of course, you can see it here. It's just tweaked a little bit up here, but this radiator does not leak. This radiator is good. So I really don't want to pull it out because I want to rest the other. I got a new one just in case, but don't want to pull the radiator out just so I don't risk it leaking. Or don't want to have to put the new one in and maybe tweak it and then it starts leaking. It's not perfect. I never said it was perfect. It's in good condition, but it's not perfect. I hate to say it. I wish it was perfect, but hey, this car's in good condition. That's the thing. So, lots of work. It's going to be lots of labor. That's what it's going to be for me. It's going to be a lot of labor. I did put new brakes on it. I actually forgot to for the last thing. Put brakes on it. I put the Power Stop sliding dimple with carbon fiber ceramic brakes. Same kit I have on my 14 F-150 because you Ford F-150 owners know with the 09 to 14 model, brakes are shit. And they don't, it's not that they don't stop, it's that they warp at 5,000 miles. And we all know about this. So I have that same kit on that truck, and that truck's done perfect for me. It was exactly what I do, use it for the job. Those brakes, they don't warp, they don't fade for what I do. So they're great. But either way, people, well, that's what's going on. And there's going to be more. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video of me putting the transmission back together. I'm going to take some pictures. I'm going to be posting them as I go here. But it's going to be enough of a headache. I mean, this is the first manual transmission I've built, but I've done my research, I've done my books, I have people to reference to as I go here. So, see you guys. Take care.